Hello 30 Rockers, and welcome back to 30 Rock. Today is day 146, and it is actually morning rock because I was able to get a full night of sleep without valerian again. And you know, it was something of a struggle for me because it was probably around 10:30 last night, and I was exhausted. I'd had a long day. Day 146 was full of work and meetings and some playtime with the kids, and I had a small dental emergency right before I went into a meeting. I'd had before I started 30 Rock, a few months prior to that, I'd had a root canal last year, and I had a root canal done. They capped the tooth, and I'm walking into this meeting, and the tooth came out. The cap did. And so I quickly put it in my pocket, went in and did my meeting. Luckily it was a molar back here, so no one was the wiser except for me. And then I went and scheduled some time in the midst of my busy day to go and have it put back on. And apparently they'd had a bad batch of cement. Dental is one of those areas where I do the laughing gas, I do the whole thing, no mercury, but there's enough other pain that I have to deal with that this is one area that I just try to go as pain-free as possible. Anyway, all that aside, sometimes that can create extra stress on your body. It hit last night, and I still had work to do, and I think that part of my insomnia, part of it is unknown in origin. Part of it is because I've always just said, okay, well, I've got to get these things done, and so I always push myself to get them done, and I work through that feeling tired, and then I get a second wind, and then sometimes that feeds into my insomnia. And what I've been trying to do is if I truly am tired at night, I am trying to go to bed, and I did it again, and it worked, and just feel great about it. Had a good night's sleep, but because that's an area that I've struggled with for so long, and it's something that there's a choice element that's come into play on so many times where I'm tired, but I've got a deadline, I've got this, I've got that, and I push myself. Well, as I'm trying to listen to my body, that's just one more area where I'm saying, okay, well, what if I get up earlier? What if I do this? Now, I didn't set an alarm today. I said there's no way I'm going to sleep for 14 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and be fine. And sure enough, 6.5 hours of sleep, woke up feeling great. But it is just one of those areas. I'm focusing so much on, or did focus so much in the beginning on food, that was my main focus. But now as I'm looking at my journey and really understanding that it's been about my overall health, and started to deal with sleep several weeks ago, and got the tip about valerian, started using that. It started to adjust my sleep patterns. I'm starting to feel tired at night, and I still use valerian, but it's more on an as-needed basis, which is still most nights. But boy, when I have a night when I don't have to, or I don't feel the need to, it's absolutely fantastic to fall asleep naturally. I told my daughter last night, because both her and Rebecca were surprised at the time I was going to bed. I said, you know what, the REM waves are out there, and I'm going to go catch a few because it just feels fantastic to be this tired right now, and know that it's nighttime and that I can go and take advantage of this. And so, I think that there are times in all of our journeys where, we're feeling a push, we're feeling our bodies say one thing, and our habit just drives us in the other direction. And I think taking that moment to consider everything about your entire health, your whole journey, and say, can I do this? Should I do this? And to let your head clear and let what it is that you want to do prevail. And that happens so many times in eating, where you're making the choice between, you're out with friends, and do you go ahead and get a salad, or do you get what you'd normally get? And I think more and more we're learning, go ahead and pick the salad option, or bring something with you, or skip that lunch altogether. Don't skip it, but maybe bring your own food, or eat ahead of time. And sleep is such a huge component to our overall health. More and more studies all the time talk about that if you really want to achieve good health, you need good sleep. And so it's something that is more on my mind Now, before, sleep was a nuisance. It's something that got in the way of me getting everything done that I wanted to do. And so I feel really good about that. Two things I want to talk about real quick, and that is if you want to get in on the 25% off of some Pure Market Express food, watch day 143, find out how to do it. It's really just my way of saying thank you to you for all your great support. All of you who join me at 30 Rock, some occasionally, some every day. I really do appreciate it. It's just a tangible way for me to say thank you back. And so watch day 143. It's the last few days to get in on that, and you'll find out how to do that. The other thing is that we are going to visit Rebecca's family this weekend out of town. There's graduations, there's events going on, and so I won't be uploading for several days while we're away, but I will still shoot, just like I've done before when I leave. I will still shoot 30 Rock while I'm gone, so when I get back, you'll be able to get caught up, and I'll let you know how things go on the road. And this is a trip where definitely going to need to bring most of my own food because we're going to virtually the middle of nowhere. So we'll be bringing our own raw foods with us and supplementing with produce along the way. So until tomorrow, keep making great choices out there and rock on.